Well, hey kids, it is Jeff. I'm back and I am really close to you right now as I have another application activity for us to do together. This is a kind of a matching game. That's why I'm so close. I wanted you to be able to see these cards that are behind my head. And we're going to call this game Questionable People. Now, most of the time when we hear the words questionable people, we're talking about people who might be a little sketchy. Someone we might not want to be around, someone who might be a little dangerous. That's not what we're going to use as the definition of questionable people today. But first, let's take a look at our main point from our kids' church experience on Sunday. I will ask questions when I have doubts. Let's all say that together so that we remember it. I will ask questions when I have doubts. Yes, so this is all about asking questions when we have doubts. So I have all kinds of people here behind me because we have to decide who is it? What kind of person are we going to go to when we have a doubt? What kind of person are we going to go to get our questions answered? So I have on this sheet right here in my hand 11 doubtful statements. I have behind me 11 kinds of people that we could ask questions of, right? Questionable people, not sketchy people, but people we can ask questions of. Let me go through these cards with you real quick before we start. I have down here a doctor, I've got a teacher, I've got a police officer, I have a banker, our parents, a librarian, coach, a dance teacher, a pastor. By the way, did you know some pastors wear ties all the time? Not this guy. Firefighter and florist. I made my firefighter very crooked, so I'll fix him. He'll probably be happy at me for doing that. All right, so there's who we have to pick from. Here's our first question here, our first doubtful statement, actually. I'm not sure I know how to solve this new type of math problem. I'm not sure I know how to solve this new type of math problem. Who on this board would we go to have our questions answered? Well, we could ask a lot of different people. We could ask the local firefighter. He looks nice. He might know how to do your math problem. He might not. Our parents are always good people to turn to. But if I have a question about a math problem, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to my teacher. That's going to be my first source, right? She's the expert in this kind of stuff. So a teacher is someone you can ask kinds of questions from. Second statement, I'm not sure what this Bible verse means. All right, who are we going to go to? We could go to, really anyone. It's always good to ask some questions. Our parents, again, their parents are going to be potential answers to a lot of this, but the people that you see at church, pastor, I would say your small group leaders, I would put them in there. They're the people who have some of the expertise, the knowledge, who could help you understand what that Bible verse is all about, and definitely parents as well. So, like I said, you'll see the parents are potential answers to a whole lot of these. Next one, I'm having doubts about which kind of foods are the healthiest for me. What kind of foods are the healthiest for me? Again, your parents are really good sources here. Your coach or your dance teacher might have some suggestions about how to eat healthy so that you're in shape to do the activity that you're in. But the person who really knows this the best is your doctor. The doctor that you visit knows all kinds of information about what the healthiest foods are so that you can stay the healthiest and actually visit him or her the least amount of times. All right? Pick number 4, I'm not sure if this TV show is okay for me to watch. I'm not sure if this TV show, let's not make it TV just to, right? It could be a movie, it could be a YouTube video, it could be a website that you're going to. I'm not sure that this media content is the best for me. Well, lots of people can offer some opinions on this. Librarians actually have a good source on this stuff, but this one is definitely realm of your parents. Your parents are the perfect people to ask, hey, is it okay for me to see this YouTube show? Is it okay for me to watch this movie? They're the ones who are in charge of all that for you. Next one, I'm not sure whether or not this neighborhood I'm in is safe. That's a question that some of us have to really answer. I got to tell you, I've been in some pretty unsafe neighborhoods in my day. So who would you ask about the safety of a neighborhood? I mean, any of these people might live in the neighborhood and they could offer you an opinion, but when we're talking about safety, this is the guy who really kind of understands. Our police officers, right? They're kind of in charge of whether these neighborhoods are safe, and they can give you good tips on how to keep yourself safe all the time. How about this one? I'm not sure which book I might enjoy the most. That's a big question. When my family goes to the library, I mean, there's like thousands and thousands of books in there, right? How do you know which one you're going to like the most? any of these folks who know you, your dance teacher might suggest really good books on dance, your coach might suggest books on the sports you like, but here's the expert on books right here, the librarian. Did you know that librarians actually go to school to be a librarian? There's degrees that you get in college to be librarians. So they're the really experts on books. But I'm not sure I understand how the rules of the sport that I'm playing are. I'm getting called for fouls. I don't really know what's up. Well, there's fewer choices right here, and the answers start to get a little more obvious too, because our coach right here, they're the ones who know all the rules, right? They're the expert on the sports that we're playing. I don't know about the importance of stretching before dance class. Well, the firefighter, the florist, they're probably not it. Probably not the banker either. Probably going to be your dance teacher. He or she can tell you all the information about how to keep yourself healthy while you're dancing. A couple more. I don't know how to put money in a bank account. I don't know how to deposit money into a bank account. Well, you could ask a florist. I mean, pretty much any adult could tell you the answer to that, but the person who has the expertise in that is the banker. They can help you deposit that money. How about I'm not sure which flowers would be best for my mom? Got just a couple options right here. Would you go to the firefighter or the florist? It's pretty obvious, right? You're going to go to the florist to ask questions about flowers. And I don't believe my family, I don't know that we have an emergency plan on what to do if something happens in our house. We've only got one left, but that's pretty obviously the firefighter, right? They're the ones who know all about emergency preparedness and how to get out of your house as quickly as possible. Good job on that matching game. A lot of these were pretty obvious. By the way, even after parents went off the board, they could have helped you with almost any of those. Your parents are the perfect people to go to first in a whole lot of circumstances. Now, as you can see, there are tons of people out there that we can ask questions of when we have doubts about something. And it's really all about choosing the right questions and the right person to go to. And that's especially true of what we talk about here in Kids Church, what we learn in the Bible. There's some things that we're going to read in the Bible that we're going to say, yes, that makes sense to me. And there are some things that we read that we're going to go, gosh, I don't know about that. I have some real doubts about that. And you've got to choose the right people to ask. And what we really learned in this matching game is we want to choose the people with some of the expertise and knowledge who are going to be able to help us. We don't go to the firefighter to ask about flower arrangements unless they are amateur flower arrangers on the side. The same is true of the Bible. We want to go to people who have an understanding and knowledge of the Bible, and we call those people Christians. You can really ask any Jesus follower what is going on with the Bible, and they can help you. So if your parents are Jesus followers, you definitely can go to them. You can come to me. You can go to any of the Kids Church leaders that we have here in Kids Church. They're all Jesus followers. They can all help you. Sometimes our answer is going to be, I don't know. Hey, I need to look into that a little more. Can I get back to you? People were asking me online this week about the origins of the name of Easter and where did the idea of an Easter basket come from? And I had to do a little bit of digging in order to answer those questions, but I'm always happy to do that. So remember, when you have doubts, you need to ask questions, especially when it comes to God and Jesus and everything that we talk about here in Kids Church. The understanding of who God is and what He created you to be like is so important. You don't want to live with doubts. You want to ask questions. So make sure you do that. Make sure you ask the right questions to the right people. I'll be back a little bit later this week. I've got one more application activity, this one for the whole family. Looking forward to doing that and seeing you later. Bye-bye.